One thing we know about this thing we call life. There's always two sides to every story. Y'all remember in my video about Octavia Redmond, I did a live yesterday, and I was saying how there had to be more to this story than than meets the eye. And take this with a grain of salt. But I did a little bit of digging, and with some help from the SNTV gang, man. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my people. I'm hearing that this lady is a witness or was a witness in a murder trial that's taking place next month. Again, I'm hearing that this lady was a witness in a murder trial that's taking place next month, and she was set to testify, and they had to get her out the way. I'm not saying that this is 100% true. Again, I'm going to say this. I'm not saying that this is 100% true, that I know this to be fact. But this story, this theory does make a lot more sense than them just randomly coming up and shooting this lady 8 times while she doing her job. That did not make sense to me. It did not make sense to me. This story makes a lot more sense, and it comes from a reliable source. I knew it was much more to this. I knew it had to be much more to this. Chicago is a dreadful place. Don't get me wrong. It's also a beautiful place. It's the type of city that normally, if you're not involved in the wrong things, if you mind your business, stay out the way, it can be very fun. It can be very beautiful. But there is a dark side to the city of Chicago. If you're from there, or if you've lived there, or if you've even been there, 9 times out of 10, you've had some type of scary experiences, But normally, when somebody gets hit, an innocent bystander gets hit, when it's by mistake, it's easy. It's usually like 1 or 2 shots, and boom, they lost their life, or they in the hospital or whatever. Normally, that's how it is. Rarely do you ever see someone get accidentally shot and hit over 8 times. It was reported that this lady got hit 8 times. So this further lets me know that this was personal. Somebody intentionally walked up and did that to this lady. The cause of it being her testifying in a murder trial makes a lot more sense. Now, I'm going to say this. Anybody that's in the streets, to me, if you in the streets and then you get caught doing something and then you flip, that's a snitch. That's a rat, or whatever you want to call it, in my opinion. Why? Because you out here in the streets and you doing crime, and you using this to try to get out of your crime, and 9 times out of 10, you still gonna end up doing some time. Just jamming somebody else up. Y'all all in the same bucket. Okay, when you are a civilian, you have nothing to do with the gang life. You're not involved in this bull that everybody else be having going on. That ain't how you living. That ain't your lifestyle. Going to the police is how you are as a civilian supposed to respond. Supposed to call the police. That's what the police for. The police are there to protect and serve. To protect the ones that can't protect themselves, and to serve the people. That's what the police are supposed to be for. Yeah, we know they have a lot going on and they be lazy, sleep, eating donuts and shit like that, but that's what they're here for. So the people that's not in the streets, we don't expect them to retaliate. We don't expect them to slide. We don't expect none of that. But in Chicago, in the hood, normally the thing is, mind your business. That's something that we was taught from knee high to a grasshopper. When I came out the womb, the first thing my mama taught me was mind my business. Mind your business. That might have been my first words. Mind your business. Mind your business. That might have been my first words. I bullshit you not. That's something you learn at a young age in Chicago, mind your business. I'm not trying to witness no murder. I'm not trying to witness nothing that don't got nothing to do with me. And it's a horrible way to live. It's a horrible way to live because when you live by those principles, guess what? Eventually something gonna happen to you. And you know what's gonna happen when something happen to you? Motherfucker gonna do the same thing. They gonna look the other way. Like you did when they looked the other way. So it's really a horrible way of living, but we're not taught the right way. Coming up in the city, man, we're not taught the right way. But it is the right way when it comes to certain things because guess what? All your people trying to do is protect you. All your people trying to do is protect you. Because they know if you go say something against the wrong person, your life is in jeopardy. Whether you're a civilian or you in the streets or not. So what SNTV is telling you, man, try to stay in your lane, try to mind your business, try to stay out of situations and areas and places and things like that where you could possibly witness a murder. I know life is life and we certain things we can't help. But when you see stuff like this, these are the results behind it. Somebody that says something, now motherfucker subpoenaing you to come to court. You still gotta live, you still gotta do your job, still gotta make ends meet. That puts you in a compromising situation. A very messed up situation. I had a friend that went to Gary. They went to Gary for the summer. While they were in Gary, Indiana, that is, of course, y'all should know. While they were in Gary, they witnessed something that they shouldn't have witnessed. Walking to the store, seen a man get his head blew off in the alley. What did they do? They ran. Got back to the house. Auntie asked him, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" "Auntie, I just seen somebody get shot." Guess what Auntie did? Packed them up right then and there immediately and got them out of town. They was gone within 2 hours. When you're dealing with black folks in the hood, you never want to witness murders. You never want to be witnesses in a murder trial because guess what? You putting a target on yourself. And I know that that's wrong. But in certain cities like Chicago, you can't say that it ain't right. I'm gone.